section. Heartily welcome you all to this webinar on very auspicious occasion of Teachers' Day. The webinar has been organized by Educational Activities Committee of IEEE Bombay section. Professor Gadre, Electrical Engineering Department, IIT Bombay, is the eminent and the illustrious speaker of today's talk, titled as Faculty-Student Collaboration Across Institutions in Online Education. The topic is very apt in these pandemic times in which both faculty and students are adjusting themselves to new teaching learning paradigms and methodologies in online mode. I am sure the talk will provide new ideas for pedagogical innovations. There is overwhelming response to this webinar and registered participants are eagerly looking forward to the talk. I thank Professor Kadre and his team for agreeing to share their thoughts with all of us. And with these opening remarks, I hand over the session to Dr. Pragati Patel, NIT Goa, who is also currently Secretary of Educational Activities Committee of IEEE Bombay section, to formally introduce the speaker, Dr. Pragati Patel.
Thank you, Professor Kulkarni. Good evening, everyone. It is my privilege to introduce Professor Gadre for this event. Professor Gadre has received his BTech and PhD from Department of Electrical Engineering, IIT Delhi, in the year 1989 and 1994, respectively. He is currently serving as professor in Department of Electrical Engineering, IIT Bombay, from 2005. His association with Department of Electrical Engineering, IIT Bombay, started in the year 1994 as an assistant professor. He is a recipient of various prestigious awards and honors, such as President's Gold Medal from IIT Delhi in 1989 for cumulative performance during his BTech, Award of Excellence in Teaching from IIT Bombay in 1999, 2004, 2009, and 2014. Professor Gadre has received Indian National Science Academy Teachers Award in 2017. He has supervised more than 20 PhD dissertations, 75 MTech and dual degree dissertations, and more than 60 BTech project students at IIT Bombay to date. In addition to the regular academic courses taught as a part of his duties as a faculty member at IIT Bombay, Professor Gadre has made a number of efforts to organize and participate in continuing education program for the industry and for other research organizations. His research interests are communication and signal processing with emphasis on multi-resolution and multi-rate signal processing, especially wavelets and filter banks, theory and applications. He has offered several undergraduate and postgraduate courses such as digital signal processing and its application, wavelets, signals and systems, network theory, basic electric circuit. It is our honor to have such a distinguished teacher on this day that is dedicated to all the teachers. I now request Professor Gadre to start the session on the innovative teaching learning experiment he is carrying out with Professor Milind Khanapurkar, Dean R&D at GH Raisoni College of Engineering, Nagpur. We also have Jitika, Uddhav, and Dhruv, BTech final year IIT Bombay students who are collaborating in this endeavor. Over to you, Professor Gadre.
A very good evening to all of you. And first and foremost, let me convey my sincere gratitude to IEEE Bombay section and particularly the Educational Activities Division, which has invited me to this talk. In fact, it is an honor for me to be addressing such an august audience, such an elite audience, and an audience of such accomplished people in a professional society which is renowned all over the world. This is a very apt occasion today to discuss a pedagogical experiment that we are doing. And let me share with you that when I was invited to give this talk, the first thing that came to my mind was to share with you the processes through which I myself went when all of us were confronted with this very difficult situation created by the pandemic of having to deal with all our education online. I say difficult because for a teacher of traditional experience like me, it's not at all easy to sit and teach a set of blobs on the screen, so to speak. When I learned for the first time that education would be online in the ensuing semester, that is a semester which is going on, for some time I was distinctly dejected, depressed, because it's not a nice thought to be replacing living, breathing, joyful students with static blobs on the screen. But then after thinking about it, I decided that there is no point in remaining in a state of dejection and negativity. It is better to see what advantages the situation can bring to us. And in those advantages, one can actually look for certain things that one can do in these circumstances, which one would not otherwise have been able to do. Or probably instead of saying that one otherwise not have been able to do, more appropriate to say the inclination to do them would have been much weaker. The inclination to do such things would have been much weaker had these circumstances not arisen. Now, before I begin to describe the experiment, let me share a few thoughts about the situation through which we are all going through. The pandemic has forced all of us to go online in education. So in a way, it brings a certain artificiality into the process of education because you don't see these living people in front of you grasping what you're saying. But on another note, it actually forces us to use all the power that technology can give us, including connecting across cities, connecting with all the tools of software, making the best use of the provisions of a video platform or a learning management system, and what have you. There are many other things that one is forced to do because one is in a situation where one has to make the best of the online platform that one is using. And let me share with you, I too am not very savvy about this. I'm still learning how to use these platforms and to use them effectively. But then in that process, it occurred to me that one of the things that I felt was important in these circumstances is not to look only for a temporary completion of duty. It is apt to see, it is very appropriate in these circumstances to contemplate whether one can think long term, whether one can use these circumstances to create something that is of value for a long, long time. Not only value in terms of resource, but also value in terms of practice. And that is where this whole thing began. It was always on my mind to create a massive open online course on the subject of digital signal processing. I had several lectures recorded in video, and I was keen to give them a shape which could be used all over the nation in some way, and where, when we give them a shape, those who come together to give them this shape that we envisage must also find a place in the sun, so to speak. That means they must be participants in that process. Well, how would one do this? It has to be done by some kind of collaboration. And there, I thought about two kinds of collaboration. One is collaboration across institutions, and the other is collaboration between faculty and students. So you see, when we talk about collaboration across institutions, I need to be able to request an institution to participate. I will soon share the story when we come to that point, how we got there. But suffice it to say for the moment that I was able quickly to enlist the support of G.H. Raisoni College of Engineering, Nagpur, soon enough when I began this endeavor, and they very kindly agreed to come on board to work with me on this project. Now coming to the aspect of faculty-student collaboration. I was also very happy to be able to enlist the support of some of my final year undergraduate students whom I had taught this subject last semester. They also came on board and committed to working with me on this project, some of whom are here today. And now, since we have faculty and students from IIT Bombay working on this project, I also envisaged faculty and students from GH Rai Soni College of Engineering, Nagpur, working on this project. And there, lo and behold, I was also able to enlist the support of several of their faculty, led by Professor Khanapurkar and several of their students. We will be speaking to a couple of them shortly. Anyway, so what was the pedagogical experiment? The pedagogical experiment was, can we create what we call a learner-centered MOOC? When I say a learner-centered MOOC, a learner-centric MOOC, if you'd like to call it that, it really means that we are actively involving the learners in the creation of the massive open online course. This is the experiment. We shall detail the whole experiment as we go along. By the way, let me be very clear. This is an ongoing experiment. It's not yet complete. It's ongoing. It's doing well. And we hope it will yield results that are of value for a long, long time. All right. So we wanted to do this under the National Program on Technology Enhanced Learning, which is abbreviated by NPTEL. I would like to say a little bit about NPTEL. It's a program that has been initiated by 7 IITs and the Indian Institute of Science, and is one of the largest online repositories of engineering courses, probably the largest. I mean, it's a huge contribution by the IITs and ISC to the education in the country and probably also in the world in some way. The aim here is to make quality learning accessible to all, and most importantly, free of cost, except probably where certification is involved. They're also very nominally costed. So the aim of NPTEL is essentially philanthropic in the context of education. And naturally, of course, it aims to uplift academic standards in the country. And therefore, we felt it most apt and appropriate to work on this platform. So we are looking towards creating a massive open online course on digital signal processing in the NPTEL structure. Now, coming to the topic which really drives this whole talk today. Faculty-student collaboration has many dimensions. We are going to focus on one dimension for most of this talk, but then towards the later part of the talk, I shall also talk about other dimensions. In this context, the collaboration is to join hands to deliver quality content. And when you say join hands, there is a 4-point joining of hands here. Faculty between 2 institutions, that makes 2 points, and students between 2 institutions, that makes 2 more points. So it's a 4-point kind of interaction. When students participate in the creation of course material, they understand student needs very well. Moreover, tongue in cheek, I must confess that sometimes students are a little more tech savvy than I am. And therefore, when I engage students to work with me on this project, I find my technological capabilities are also multiplied manifold. As I said, this should be said tongue in cheek, but it's a fact. Faculty bring the necessary experience. So you see, of course, we cannot really say that the student should be the creator entirely. The faculty must bring with him and her the experience, the wisdom, the depth in the subject, which someone or people who have spent years on the subject can bring. So both dimensions are required, the faculty part of it and the student part of it. So in that sense, here, the innovation is to have this kind of a 4-point collaboration in creation of a MOOC. Now here, I really think it appropriate to invite my colleague panelists, Professor Khanapurkar, and my student friends, both from IIT Bombay, who are representing my IIT Bombay team of 25 students, and some of the students from GH Rai Soni College of Engineering, who are representing their team of about 30 to 35 students, to say something. But before they begin, I'd like to say a few things to put their remarks in perspective. Again, when I was invited to give this talk, I thought we should walk the talk, as they say. So we must demonstrate, what we can do in these pandemic times. Instead of my going on a monologue in this IEEE Bombay section talk, I thought it was most appropriate to bring in others and collaborate right here. All the 4 points of collaboration can be seen right here. So there we go. And now I'll request Professor Khanapurkar to say a few words at this point.
Yeah, I hope I am audible. Thank you, Professor.
Yes.
Thank you, Professor Gadre. First of all, on behalf of my institute, GH Raisoni College of Engineering, Nagpur, and on my personal behalf, warm wishes to one and all amongst the august audience, and very happy Teachers' Day to all. I hope all of you are staying home and staying safe. At the outset, I am very much thankful to Education Activity Chair of IEEE Bombay section, the organizers of this interaction session come talk, for allowing me to be a part of this program as a panelist. And I consider myself fortunate enough to be to proud share the dais with a great teacher, educationist, Professor Vikram Gadre sir. Coming to what Professor Gadre has started with and was mentioning about, the pedagogy has two words, peda and gogi. Peda means child and gogi means art and science of teaching. So through this ongoing initiation endeavor between GHRC Nagpur and IIT Bombay, which we are going to put forward in due course, is leading for inter-institute interaction in the context of pedagogical initiative in this pandemic situation, which is special with the online processes. Coming to inter-institute interaction, it can be at many levels, as we can experience or we have experienced number of occasions. It can be infrastructure sharing. It can be office bearer interacting of office bearers of the institutes interacting with each other, faculty interactions, faculty student interactions, and now importantly, as Professor Gadre was mentioning, student interaction, which is rarely happening in this kind of endeavor where we have initiated. On the most of the occasion, these kind of inter-institute collaboration is event based. I mean, it comes as a spike, maybe in the form of some event, in the form of FDP, STTP, maybe some project competition, maybe Tech Fest organized at institutes like IIT Bombay, wherein our students participate. So it comes as a spike, it dies down, it dampens quickly. So this kind of endeavor which we have initiated in the month of July and which will continue, as Professor Gadre was again mentioning, it is ongoing and it will continue maybe till this semester, for developing an MOOCs for DSP course with involvement of student and faculty of IIT Bombay and GHRC Nagpur, definitely marching ahead to accomplish the very objective of it. I am sure this pedagogical initiative across the two institutes is taking for the first time of its own kind, and it will last long and definitely will yield very positive outcome out of it. Thank you. Professor Gadre sir, hand it over to you.
Thank you very much, Professor Khanapurkar. You very appropriately said that one of the specialities of many kinds of interactions is a spike based, it's event based. It's a short term kind of interaction. One of the important things that we wish to bring forth as an example in this interaction is a long-term interaction, and again 4 point, faculty of both institutions and student of both institutions. So as Professor Khanapurkar said, in that sense, we think this is somewhat rare. Now, I would like to also invite my student friends. So as I said, I have 25, I call them friends, young friends. It's a nice way to look at them, whether they are from IIT Bombay or from GH Raisoni College of Engineering. So in fact, I have 25 young friends from IIT Bombay and about 30 or 32 or something young friends from GH Raisoni College of Engineering, who are all with us on this endeavor. I would like to call some of my young friends from IIT Bombay to say a few words in this context. I don't want to steal their words from them. So let me invite Uddhav Agarwal. Uddhav, are you able to speak?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yes, Uddhav. Yes.
First of all, I would like to extend my warm welcome to all attendees and panelists. I would also like to wish a happy Teachers' Day to all the faculty present in the call. The responsibility our teachers are shouldering is why the nation is progressing and will continue to progress for the years to come. I would like to express my deep sense of gratitude for the same. So, talking about the faculty-student collaboration, as Gadre sir has already outlined, we, as students, when collaborating with faculty, also collaborate with other students, such as from the GH Raisoni College and from IIT Bombay, within IIT Bombay too. Together, while working towards building this collective resource, we mutually expanded each other's skill sets. So this is a very important point that should be highlighted. Apart from this, we also get an in-depth understanding of the course, something which normal classroom teaching sometimes fails to do. This has definitely been a learning and enriching experience, and I look forward to such collaborations in my future career. Thank you.
Thank you.
I would
Thank
like
you
to
so
hand
much.
over. Yeah,
Jitika now.
yeah.
Thank you, sir. I'd like to take this opportunity to wish all the faculty and the teachers present a very happy Teachers' Day. The world being under lockdown and in a state of pandemic, everything had stopped, but it was because of all of you that learning did not stop. So thank you, everyone. Coming back to the faculty-student collaboration in this project, we had all sorts of collaboration happening. We had faculty collaborating with the faculty, with the students, and the students collaborating within themselves as well. Being students, as Professor Gadre mentioned, we are sometimes in a better position to understand a student's needs and propose ideas which would help in making understanding of concepts easier. A lot of brainstorming was done to decide what additions can be done and to the content recorded by Professor Gadre to help in better visualization and understanding. Thank you. I now hand over to you.
Yeah. So,
Hello.
Dhruv, yes.
Hello. First of all, I would
Yes.
like to wish Happy Teachers' Day to all the faculty present. Okay. So, in this faculty-student collaboration, what we usually do is we learn the course concepts from our faculty, and of course, they are excellent in teaching us. But besides, in this, it was a new kind of experience. This faculty-student collaboration. While creating this MOOC, many times we face some problem, and as Gadre sir said that the experience of faculty plays a vital role. So as we as students, it so happened that sometimes we ran into some problems. Then we consulted our faculty, and we were very happy, and we actually gained a lot from the wisdom. It was a learning experience, not just on the academic stuff, but also how to conduct things. That was a very enriching experience for many of us.
Thank you so much, Dhruvishan. And now, before I, continue to make a summary of what you people said, I would like to invite our friends from GH Raisoni College of Engineering. So, Ishika and Rajat Kaushik. Would Ishika like to go first?
Yeah.
Ishika, could you unmute and speak?
Ishika, are you there?
Or otherwise, Rajat Kaushik, one of them.
Good morning to everyone present here. Yeah, am I audible, sir?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yeah, okay. So first of all, very happy Teachers' Day to our teachers, mentors, and guides that have their efforts in this opportunity to tell me here. So as I have working with the IIT Bombay students on this MOOC initiative that is taken by Dr. Gadre sir. So I want to say that this is a very good opportunity to work with the IIT Bombay students to learn something from them and enhance our skills and give a better initiative and better output to them. So as we have seen, there is a animated video that we are going to publish on them. So I thought that the visualization by visualization it is a good means of understanding things and grasping things very quickly. So so this is a good thing that we are doing, and on the other hand, there are also sources of by learning processes. So thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Rajat. And is Ishika able to connect now? Okay, I think there is some connection
Sir, I
problem. Yeah.
don't see her here in the
Okay,
list.
doesn't matter. So we'll, when she returns, when she connects, we'll ask her to speak. Now let me go on. So you see, let me now bring out some points. I wanted, as I said, I wanted the words to come from the sources directly. So you heard Professor Khanapurkar say that, and I also summarize what he said. But now I'll try and bring out some important points from what the students said in their innocent way. One of the things they said is that interaction happens at more than just the academic level. They said it either between the lines or, in words. When students across institutions collaborate, they collaborate not only in understanding the material, they also collaborate in the skills that they have. So Uddhav said that, the skill sets are shared. Jitika said that this also brings a certain sense of connect between people. And, it also brings a certain strength to each other. Dhruvishan also mentioned some of the points that, are very valuable in these circumstances, right? And you heard Rajat Kaushik from GH Raisoni College of Engineering say with joy that, this was an occasion for them to connect to IIT Bombay students and learn from them. So, they are also people like us. They also have two eyes and one nose and one, in a lighter vein. So they are also very much people, and they can be connected to, and they can be spoken to, and we can share with them. So this is something that, people from both institutions enjoyed. Now, coming forward, I would like to tell you a little bit about the background of this whole thing. Now, of course, I am an individual. I'm a humble professor. If I wish to get this collaboration going, I need to do it in a circumstance where it is accepted by the institution. So it so happened that I was attending a board meeting at GH Raisoni College of Engineering towards the end of June. And this thought was on my mind that I wanted to get this endeavor going. And I just, thought about putting this before their board. So as a member, I put this thought before their board that, would you be willing to participate in this pedagogical experiment? Now, I'm sharing this with you because there is a thought I want to share here. While, of course, collaborations can be informal, they can be initiated at the faculty level, it is always better that there is some institutional blessing to the collaboration. So that is what I was seeking in that board meeting. I requested them to give the institutional blessing. So to make it a formal part of their institutional activities. And I am very, very grateful to them for having accepted my suggestion, my proposal, and made this a part of the academic program of the students at GH Raisoni College of Engineering, supervised by some faculty. It's it's a one, you can call it one time, or at least, maybe it's a, first time you can say. But whatever it is, that institutional blessing makes a difference. It brings a certain formalism, it brings a certain structure. And here we join hands together in some sense to do this, right? A collaborative effort. In fact, here I would like to request Professor Khanapurkar also to put across the GHRCOE perspective.
Yeah. Coming to what things have been put forward so far by the various panelists. Coming to philosophy of ongoing pedagogical initiative for inter-institute interaction initiated by Professor Gadre. Like every collaboration has this also, this collaboration, this inter-institute interaction will also have a takeaway for participating institutes. Like participating institutes, I mean here IIT Bombay and of course GHRC Nagpur. So here in the August audience, no one will have any doubt, or everyone will be agreeing that for us, like for GHRC, there will be many more takeaways. But again, everyone amongst audience must be very anxious to know about what are the takeaways for IIT Bombay from such kind of interactions. In the due course of time, definitely we would like to hear from Professor Gadre and his IIT Bombay student counterparts that what are the different takeaways for institutes like IIT Bombay through a kind of interaction with which is ongoing with GHRC Nagpur. Before handing over back to Professor Gadre sir, I would like to mention that this collaboration or this interaction is a novel innovative initiation for very noble cause, which will be leading to become an Atmanirbhar Bharat and nationwide call made by our Honorable Prime Minister Well, it's over to you, Gadre sir.
Thank you, Professor Khanapurkar. In fact, I would like to share with you that I've been thinking about this, when you talk about takeaways. Now, let me talk about an individual like me. Now here, of course, IIT Bombay as an institution, of course, there are many people with multifaceted talents and people with great achievements. But when it comes to an individual like me, let me share with you. For example, I was teaching a class of nearly 130 students last semester, and I invited all of them to participate in this pedagogical experiment. But then only 25 of them came forward. This is a point. So, when I say
Yes.
that I'm in an institute of excellence or eminence, that is of course the case, because you see, when there is excellence and eminence around you and you have a project in mind, it's not necessary that everybody who is accomplished enough to participate with you in the project necessarily participates. So even if you're talking about the student community, out of the 130 students, it's only 25 who've come forward, and I call them my young friends here who are with us today. And you see, on the other hand, you have an equal, if not more, number of people from GH Rai Soni College of Engineering participating. And in fact, that has given an impetus to what we are doing. So for me as an individual faculty, there is a takeaway from here. There is a very big takeaway, and there is something that I cherish. That here I have this actually, why your institution is also an institution of eminence in some way, right? It has reached pedestals of eminence in one form or the other. And to be able to work with faculty and students of your institution, you, Professor Sonali Joshi, Professor Kalyani Akant, and all your young friends and our young friends, we should call them,
Yes.
actually gives strength to our endeavor. So it's a takeaway, if you might call it that. Now here, I will now proceed to take up some of the other points about the driving philosophy. You see, now, what is the driving philosophy here? Of course, to make the best teaching standards in the country accessible to a large. Again, here, this is probably something that the pandemic has brought to us. If it were not for the pandemic, it's unlikely that it would be so natural for faculty across institutions to come together to do something like this. We probably wouldn't have thought about it because we are so busy with our day-to-day. Now, here, the day-to-day things mean online. So, we think about this. You think about it. So in that sense, making the best of both worlds is easy here. And naturally, when NPTEL was formed, one of the objectives was that it was supposed to provide, everybody with an experience of learning at par with the institutions like the IITs. So this is now, when this is the purpose, why not build it into the creation of that massive open online course? This was the driving philosophy here. I think I would like to invite again my student friends, to say a little bit here in this context. So let's have Uddhav.
Thank you, sir. So I would like to talk about the driving philosophy from a student's perspective. What really motivates us to contribute to such an endeavor is the fact that we share our learnings with students across the country. These students share the same engineering background as us and go through the same daily experiences that we go through. We are in the best position to understand each student's finer needs. Sometimes concepts presented using plain text and speech become difficult to comprehend, but when presented using, say, small innovative video animations, they become quite clear and we can keep them with us as a part of our memory for longer durations. As has been rightly said, learning and innovation go hand in hand. Having such an impact on people of our own age and background is what drives us to contribute to this collaboration with full enthusiasm and zeal. I would like to hand over to Jitika for adding to this.
Thank you, Uddhav. When we started with the creation of MOOC earlier this year, you can say that, Professor Gadre had a hunch about this thing, but we did not realize how important the online delivery of courses was about to become. And suddenly everything went under lockdown and we were forced into e-learning. But interactions with the GSRC students made us relate to their experiences during the pandemic and made us realize how institutions across the country were affected uniformly. This provided us with an opportunity to jointly create a resource for the course, and the course which was interrupted midway, we had an opportunity to take it to completion. which was, I think, a great learning experience for us all. Thank you.
Very nice. So, there are two very important things that Uddhav and Jitika brought out. Again, I wanted them to say it and then, bring out the points. Uddhav very rightly brought out the skill sets which students bring with them. There are certain things which students would understand best for students. And if they are a part of the collaboration, they can do the very best in terms of incorporating them in the offering. Jitika brought out how this pandemic suddenly was a uniform levelizer for everybody. It didn't matter which institution, everybody was affected by the lockdown. And therefore, it brought a new perspective, to the whole situation. And that new perspective also helped collaboration happen. Very nice. So now, what is the importance of e-learning? Why should we be creating resources for e-learning? Of course, in these circumstances, we have no choice. It's required. And, when we are doing e-learning and when we have to move to online education, the best thing is to collaborate, to build. I like to refer to this saying, which is in Hindi. I'll say it in Hindi first. Ek aur ek 11, they say. So, when 1 and 1 come together, they form 11. That is the literal translation. It's not 1 plus 1 equals to 2. It is 1 and 1 standing together to form 11. That is what this kind of a collaboration means. But here, I would like to invite Dhruvishan, because, I heard him say something when I was talking to him, which I should not take away from him. So I want him to say, there's something very beautiful that he said about this kind of situation, which, yes, Dhruvishan.
Yes, sir. So I would like to say that one of the reasons for me for being participating in this move was that I used to think that the technology that is available today, we can make use of it in a very beautiful way. So we have access to very nice quality education at IIT Bombay. So why not use the technology that is available today, and we can add our own embellishments, and so with that we can make it appealing to a larger population. So people from various backgrounds can understand these concepts. And thing is, we just have to do it once. It is a one-time effort, and we can create an everlasting resource.
This is a very important thought. I didn't want to steal the thought from him. I wanted him to say it himself. Because, it's very impressive to see how young minds, and pure hearts, as they say, of young minds come up with something which sometimes we don't see. Even as faculty, we don't see that actually this is an opportunity to create a long-lasting resource. It's instead of seeing it as an obstacle becomes an opportunity. Here, something that is done now as a collaboration can create a resource that lasts for a very long time. That is the thought. Now, in fact, I would like to now go on to how we are doing this experiment. So I'll go one by one. And in fact, here, I will say a little bit, and then I would invite my student friends to share, both from IIT Bombay and from GH Rai Soni College. So this is what we were doing, or rather have been doing and will continue to do. For each lecture, we are essentially creating what we might call some learning support material. So Uddhav, you can tell them a little more about what you're doing.
The DSP course has been recorded, and there are approximately 40 lectures of the course entirely. So for each lecture, small video animations were made. So these were like innovative video animations, something which is already there in books and is presented during normal classroom teaching. But when explained using small video animations, they become quite clear and easy to understand. So these small video animations were made for key concepts. Also, a question bank was prepared containing 5 to 10 MCQ questions for each lecture, so that we can aid to the understanding of the lecture and also test it if required, so people can have like introspect what they've learned, and if they've understood some concept wrongly, and they can go back and learn that concept again. Also, time stamping was done to break the lecture into meaningful segments, so that there is proper like segments where people can go and revise the concepts that they think they're lacking understanding in. Also, a summary was prepared for each lecture, so that people don't have to watch the whole video all over again. They can just brush up the summary and get their concepts revised. So that is what was done. I would like to hand over to Jitika.
Right. So now this was what was done. How was it done? Yes, Jitika.
So there are a lot of things happening behind the scenes in the creation of a massive open online course. There are various copyright issues that might arise, which pose a lot of challenge to the students to make sure there's an extensive review process for every group's work to make sure the course content covered is technically correct and there are no such copyright infringements. We had groups from IIT Bombay collaborating with the GHRC students, which were also divided into groups and divided into 3 phases. And one lecture from each phase was assigned to these groups. There was active participation and discussion to deliver the best possible content. Each group was in charge of making questions and animation and summaries which helped in better understanding of the content covered.
Very good. Thank you, Jitika. In fact, now I would also like to invite our friends from GH Raisoni College of Engineering. Ishika, are you now connected?
Yeah, Ishika.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Rajat Kaushik, would you like to add something to what Uddhav and Jitika said?
Yeah. So how was it done is that we have a small group of 5 to 6 people, each from the IIT Bombay and GHRC. So we have assigned with a lecture and then we have to work on it. We have, as Uddhav already said, we have done with the small animation videos that can enhance the learning process, that can help. And there are also some questions on the base of the difficulty from beginner to advanced, as in the MCQ form or any type of form that can be assessed. And there are also time stamping for not to go through the total full lecture. If there are doubts, they can directly jump on that topic also. So thank you so much.
Thank you, Rajat. Now, I would like to actually highlight a few points from what the students said. When you listen carefully to them, you suddenly notice the sense of responsibility in their voices. Otherwise you visualize students sitting in the class. There's this teacher rambling on, and talking about digital signal processing, and students sometimes making fun of the teacher. I'm speaking in a lighter vein, right? So, here, well, they are going to be a part of the creation. So they feel responsible for it. They feel, there's a role reversal taking place, so they also feel that they must be responsible for good delivery. That's one thing which you see in the tone of their voices. Moreover, you see in the tone of their voices that they must make the best use of their strengths in making the class successful. This is another thing which happens when you do faculty-student collaboration. The students bring their strengths to the table, and these strengths naturally multiply faculty strengths. Right? So these are now also, you notice that students learn the art of peer review. So, it's all very well to say I've done my C. Normally, when we give an assignment to students, what happens? Well, they do it somehow, submit it, and the matter is over. The teacher gives the marks. No, here they realize that their own colleagues are going to review it. So they would want to do the very best not to be embarrassed in front of their colleagues. You see, little things. Also, being careful about plagiarism, being careful about, making sure that no copyright is violated. In fact, I can share with you, I spent a whole hour and a half with my own students at IIT Bombay advising them how they have to be extremely careful here. When doing a massive open online course creation, you cannot afford even to do the slightest bit of copyright violation. And these students have to understand. So, forget about copying assignments. In future, you have to be careful about professional ethics when you create material. You cannot even use any kind of, proprietary material, even if it is very attractive. You have to use open source. You have to be the creator of what you have to express things in your words. All these things come forth, when you're doing this. So, see, all in all, I think there are many things that, and as I said, when I was asked to give this talk, it came to me that instead of me talking all the time, I must bring my collaborators to talk with me. And I'm very glad they're all here and they are participating. That's a part of the collaboration. Even right here, we are walking the talk. Now, what was the learning experience out of all this? You see, So when you work in a team with people outside your institution, it's a very beautiful learning experience. You know, many students have found it thrilling. I heard them say so in their review, in the first review that we had. Students learn much better when they have to deliver the content themselves. You know, so when you start teaching, you learn much better. Many teachers say that, and now I think the students are also saying it. Soft skills are enhanced. People share knowledge of different tools and they get better at using them. So there are many things that happen when we collaborate like this. You know, I think it's the right time to invite Professor Khanapurkar again to say something here.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So our IIT Bombay counterparts, Professor Gadre and students have very well said the kind of takeaways for them and for IIT Bombay as such. The question still remains of what is the takeaway for GHRCE. Now, in such kind of collaborations, there are many takeaways like for institute, our institute like GHRC, but would like to mention a few takeaways which are altogether different from the regular or routine takeaways in the kind of interactions that I have pointed out, and I have named them as event-based interactions as such. So in on this project, GHRC students and their friends have received video contents of Professor Gadre on DSP course, for which MOOC is under preparation. GHRC students, as it has been mentioned, GHRC students have worked upon it, have made embellishments, time stamping, etc., and put forward their views, their understanding, so that it can be made a foolproof MOOC as far as ready to serve the material. In addition to that, Professor Gadre has also asked students to prepare a question set, maybe a MCQ type of questions or like that from those smaller video segments that students have made it. I mean, students have undergone. Now, preparing a question set, and that too on a video content, that too delivered by eminent person like Professor Gadre, is not that easy task that every one of us will agree again. So one has to really go through in depth in order to extract out the information that has that is there in those video content, and then come out with the question set as Professor Gadre was expecting, and he has reviewed in the review meeting. I would like to make it a point here again, and would like to put forward that we had review of the progress review of all these activity by Professor Gadre in the month of somewhere during second week of August, I suppose, and then we are planning to have in next week also second review, and that time it was in the very initial stage, and when student presented one by one their work that they have done at that point of time, Professor Gadre was very well satisfied with the kind of work that students has done. At this point of time, I will take your permission to take you a little back when this initiation was done. So when Professor Gadre initiated this in the month of July, as he was mentioned in BOG meeting, we floated these to our students, and we didn't keep any condition like we want students of higher ranks and all that. We only said ki interested students should come forward. We got overwhelming response. We shortlisted 30 students and 2 faculty members of GHRC, and then they were tied up with their IITB counterparts. I'm happy to share that as we were in pandemic situation, then we had to have the basis of only WhatsApp group and email groups. Those were made. And then I'm happy again to share that whenever there was a post or mail from any side, that is maybe from Professor Gadre's side, maybe from IIT Bombay students, maybe from our faculty who were involved in that, and maybe from students of our institute, there were immediate reflexes on that. It was, I mean, immediately the post is there from anyone in that group. There is immediate reflexes, and that showed how everyone is eager to come out with the solution, come out with the things, come out for the discussion for that purpose. Again, see, for institute, like students are in our institute, when they see IIT Bombay, then IIT, some other institutes, persons like Professor Gadre are a role model for them. And then working with them, interacting with persons like him on one-to-one basis, it is like their dream come true. This was pointed out to me by many of our students, like we could not hear from Ishika, otherwise she would have mentioned this point again, definitely. This happened, I mean, she mentioned about it long back to me when Professor Gadre was with students in our institute for on some other occasion. And then he has interacted in our department with the students, and Ishika was part of that. And when at that time, I suppose Ishika was in second year, and when this project come in front of her, she is in now final year. That was a dream come true for us, her, that she said she wanted to work with a person like who is a role model for her in the form of Professor Gadre. So these are the takeaways as far as GHRC is concerned, in addition to routine takeaway that what I have said. Moving ahead, I mean, with the institutes like IIT Bombay and GHRC, through this interaction, through this endeavors project, there are takeaways which students have listed down, Professor Gadre has listed down. I myself have also tried to do some justice with takeaways for GHRC is concerned, but there are takeaways for society also. I mean, when we talk of a society, the MOOC, which is under development on the very core course, because DSP, as all of us, again, those who have gone through, understands that it is a very difficult course as such. Professor Gadre makes it very easy as far as contents are concerned. But when it is handed over, analyzed, understood, being worked upon, graphs worked upon by the students of IIT Bombay and students of GHRC, this will be made available across the nation by NPTEL and SWAYAM. And that is where society comes in picture. So anyone across our country can fetch up it, can see it. And since it has been now done by the students like themselves, those who are going to fetch it, I suppose that this will be a perfect material for them to undergo the DSP course with this MOOC content. Well, coming to end of my section, from my end for this section, I will try to summarize it in this way by saying, let us come together as coming together is a beginning. Let us keep together because keeping together is a progress. Let us work together. Here I will little bit modify it. Let us collaborate together. I mean, collaborate together will have a subset of working together. Let us collaborate together because collaboration is leading to a success. Well, hand it over to sir.
Thank you so much, Professor Khanapurkar. In fact, I must say I'm humbled by your words of appreciation, and I appreciate very much the love and affection which I get from my students and my colleagues. It is one of the great blessings of this profession.
Yes.
Now, you see, in this particular endeavor, of course, we have said a lot, and we thank you for being a part of this discussion today. But before I end this exposition, I would like actually to just say a couple of sentences here, and point to further directions. First and foremost, here we have shared an endeavor between two institutions. I'm hoping that I will have a chance to work with many more institutions. And I'm sure Professor Khanapurkar also wishes that he would get opportunities to work with many other institutions.
Yes.
I'm hoping that this will be just a beginning, that not just two, but more than two institutions may come together. In fact, more than two institutions might later be involved in the further development of this massive open online course. So those of you who are listening, if some of you are willing to come with us and work with us, we very much welcome it. It's, it's an open ground where you can plant many, many new trees, many new, and make a beautiful, park out of it. I always look at, I keep telling students, I keep telling not only students, it's something that I've been saying in any platform I get. Teaching and learning is not filling a go down. It's cultivating a garden. When you teach and learn, you're cultivating a garden. You're throwing seeds into, or rather, you are recognizing that there are already seeds of learning in the student and in colleagues. And you're mutually watering them, giving them sunshine, giving them the fertile environment in which the seeds can sprout into large trees and bear fruit. And once it bears fruits, many more seeds can appear and much growth can take place. That's how learning goes. It's not filling a go down. You don't go and fill a student's mind with information. You in fact cultivate the student, and colleagues cultivate one another. That is what teaching and learning is all about. All this while, I must share with you that we have talked about one dimension of faculty-student collaboration. There are many other dimensions. For want of time, we cannot go into the, other kinds. For example, we have the student mentor program at IIT Bombay. And, because of a shortage of time, if we have time in the question answer session, I will take up if some of you are interested. That's also an beautiful example of faculty-student collaboration. In fact, I mentioned this to G.H. Raisoni College and, and some other institutes, and they also took up this. G.H. Raisoni College in particular was very serious about this concept of peer learning. And I wish Professor Khanapurkar had a chance to talk about it, but maybe in the question answer he might.
Yeah.
So there are, so many other occasions and dimensions of faculty-student collaboration, but I think now we must conclude this, presentation from our sides, and we must now invite questions and answers. So with this now, I'll hand over back to the hosts of this event to now invite the audience to participate. Thank you. So it's a multidimensional collaboration. The audience must participate. I'll stop sharing now. I'll stop sharing.
Dr. Diwakar, there is already one question in chat. You can take that.
Yes, yes, sir, yes. Am I audible?
Yes,
So
yes.
let's begin the question answer
So,
session.
wonderful experiment.
And Professor Tanuja from Khatawkar from PVG's COET Pune is asking one question, that how do we start the collaboration with IIT Bombay?
Well, yeah. Should I answer the question?
Yes, sir, yes.
Yeah. So see, in fact, I would see, for example, let's take this I think there's an echo. Okay. So, now take this very course, for example. Why don't you people help us review what we have done? In fact, I remember in that board meeting also, Professor Khanapurkar can add to what I'm saying. There was some talk about reviewing what we have created. So, why don't we have faculty and students of some other institution which is willing review and in fact add to what we have done after we have done with it? So that's a possibility. Also, in future, when I want to create other courses, I would be very happy. I'm looking upon this as a platform where I can connect to reputed institutions and say, come with us to do this in future.
Yeah.
In a lighter way, and I was joking with Professor Khanapurkar yesterday that this was one good reason for me to bring the dean of an institution and make him sit with me for a whole hour.
No, sorry. It was, as I said, it was sharing to me also.
Okay. Yeah. Yes. The next question.
Yeah, so participants, you can ask questions. Any more questions?
Or any comments or observations or whatever?
Gadre sir.
Yes.
I suppose Professor Sonali Joshi had put some chat. She want we can
yes,
have
sure,
a chance
yeah.
to
Yeah.
being a part of this.
Yes,
this
please. Yeah.
Yes, she can.
Professor Sonali Joshi.
Yeah, she is there, sir.
Professor Joshi, you are being unmuted. Kindly go ahead.
Hello, sir,
Yes,
am I
yes,
audible?
madam.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am. Please go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah, madam, please
Yes,
go ahead.
Okay. Thank you
Go
so
ahead.
much, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, thank you so much. I'm Mrs. Sonali Joshi from GHY Sony College of Engineering. In this panel discussion, when we have gone through the inputs provided by Gadre sir and Khanapurkar sir, I just want to say that we are very thankful to Gadre sir, because as a teacher also, I'm a student who is very much like taking like inspired by Gadre sir always, and his way of communication and his way of dealing with students and teachers also, right? So I am very much thankful to Gadre sir and IIT Bombay to give this opportunity to students of GHY Sony College of Engineering, and providing them opportunity to work with IITB students also. Okay, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you. Thank you, Professor Sonali Joshi. I can see there is a question from Ashish. Ashish Vanmali, do you have a question? You seem to have. Can unmute him, Madam Dr. Divakar. Ashish Vanmali has a question.
Yes, sir, I will.
Yes,
Yes,
Ashish, you
Ashish,
can
you
go
can
ahead.
speak now.
दोन एक आहे आणि अजून एक इकडे बघा हे फॉर्म आहे तिकडे अल्युमनाय एम्प्लॉयर आणि पॅरेंट ओके तर याच्यामध्ये
आशिष परत सांग. स्पीक अगेन.
काय ते बघूया आपण त्याचं आपण क्रिएट करू.
ओके.
तुम्ही मला एक कन्व्हेन्स नाही केलं की आपल्याला पाहिजे झाले असते एव्हाना.
Okay. I think he's speaking to somebody else.
No, sir, he's
okay.
yeah. So
so you can mute him. All right. Yeah.
Yes.
Do we have questions from anyone? Any other comments or questions?
Sir, I have one question.
Yes.
So you have shared your, this innovative experiment carried out with along with Professor Khanapurkar. Hearty congratulations on that, and we look forward to the DSP MOOC course when it gets live. And I'm sure teachers and students across the world are going to benefit from that. So I just want to know what were the challenges, like, I mean, what were the problems, like, because it was like, there was a lockdown and there was no how to communicate, how did you take care of the problems that were there during this time?
In fact, frankly, madam, problems are still there and we have to still take care of them. It's not that problems are all gone. See, one of the problems is that, students are, they are very genuine and they want to create material, which uses any source, any proprietary source. For example, they might use MATLAB or they might use a standard software. But they have to be explained to, and they have to be sensitized to the fact that when we are doing a massive open online course, you have to be very careful about use of any proprietary platform. So you cannot use it actually.
Right.
And that makes things hard, because see now, in fact, I sat with my IIT friends, 25 of them, and with a project employee of the open source project here. And we all sat together and figured out what are all the problems that can arise from use of any platform. For example, even MATLAB, for example, we have to use open source versions of computational platforms, because any kind of proprietary platform being used in a massive open online course context can be a copyright violation. So, to be able to create material without doing copyright violation is a big challenge, and we are still dealing with the challenge. The other challenge is to be able to review the material properly. We are still on it, so we are of course doing a mutual review, internal review. But in fact, as Professor Tanuja also was just mentioning, one of the things that we'd love to do is to have a review by some colleague institution elsewhere, some of the eminent institutions elsewhere, where faculty and students can collaborate with us to review and to in fact help us enhance what we have done. Maybe even if not now, but at least towards the later part of the semester, even afterwards, they can keep at the third thing is when we offer this massive open online course, we would like it to reach out to the maximum number of people. So how do we do that? So all these are challenges. I would say we are still dealing with the challenges. We have not overcome all of them.
Okay, sir. And then see, as I have been, a great proponent of this laboratory work. So how do you deal with this laboratory work in the MOOC course? Like,
So what we are going to do is, I normally make it a practice to give a filter design assignment when I teach digital signal processing. Now, what, in fact, what I'm going to ask the students to do is to take a couple of examples of those filter designs and make them a part of this MOOC. So, the design would involve, of course, here it would involve using, design methods, but they should, I make it clear to them that, again, no proprietary platforms. They must design by ab initio programming and demonstrate the design, show its frequency response and so on. So in some sense, they get to implement what they've learned. And then also, I'm also have in mind that, they would take up a couple of applications of digital, if we, this is something I have in mind.
Yeah.
We have not done it as yet. Applications of digital signal processing, they would actually record sessions. My aim here is to have some, if possible, to have some applications which are targeted towards Atmanirbhar Bharat for
Right.
signal processing.
Right. So any more questions, audience? Actually, Professor Tanuja, she has said that we are happy to share that students from PVG Pune, they have mentored students from various colleges in this virtual labs domain. So we should be happy to be a part of this engaging session.
Definitely. So in fact, Professor Tanuja, you should get in communication. We should get in touch with us, both with me and Professor Khanapurkar and our students, and you should work with us. When you say PVG, do you mean Pune Vidyarthi Graha, Professor Tanuja?
Yes.
Yes.
So is that Pune Vidyarthi Graha? Can she just confirm?
Yes, sir. I personally know. Visited institutes. Yes,
because
it is
Pune
PVG.
Vidyarthi Graha, in fact, in Pune, I happen to be staying very close to Pune Vidyarthi Graha. So I would be very happy if she can, and she and her colleagues can connect, I mean, when
I
my
think
mother's
she can
place,
just maybe
Yeah, she has confirmed that.
Tanuja madam, maybe you can just
Yeah, she
speak
has
something.
confirmed.
Tanuja madam.
So I mean, you and your colleagues, I'd be very happy to work with you, because my mother stays very close there and I have good reasons to visit. Of course, in the lockdown, there are, no travel has been permitted, but still I'm saying when I get a chance to travel, I would like to connect, and then I'm very particular. I'm very keen to work with Pune Vidyarthi Graha, because I have my family has been associated with that institution. So I'm very keen to be able to work with them some way and, involve them in what I'm doing. So I'd be very happy if they, work with me. There is a,
Tanuja madam, if you can say a few words, maybe. I have unmuted. So yeah, Tanuja
Am I
madam.
audible to you?
Yes, madam. Yes.
A very good evening to all of you. Yes, Gadre sir, Anita ma'am, and the entire team. Thank you so much for including what I have mentioned. And Gadre sir, thank you from the bottom of my heart for being so humble and talking about Pune Vidyarthi Graha. Yes, we definitely are trying to work with Virtual Labs team at IIT Bombay in this regard. And as you mentioned rightly, sir, we can take ahead, we can be a part of this particular mission that you have taken, for a lifelong learning. Right, we would be happy to collaborate with you, and I'm a good friend of Anita ma'am as well. I think we can collaborate. Yeah. The world is round. We meet. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you
So,
for
Professor
giving me this
Tanuja,
opportunity.
isn't your institute in the Muktangan, the same
Exactly.
located one?
Exactly, sir. So you
My mother stays just literally next door there. So, I'm just saying that I have good reasons to work closely with that institution.
So nice of
And
you, sir.
That's
and
great.
so you must tell your
That's
colleagues that
really
I'm very
great.
keen to, have, and because, also we as a family, there is a family reason why, we've been connected with that institution for a long time, right from my ancestral time. So we would like to do something to work together there.
Sir, thank you so much. And on behalf of Pune Vidyarthi Graha, I take this opportunity to welcome this particular thought from you. And thank you very much, sir, for inviting us for this collaboration. I'll talk to my colleagues, my principal ma'am and directors as well, and we can collaborate surely, sir. Thank you so much. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you. So any wants to ask any more questions?
Or make any comments or observations or express any thoughts.
Yes.
What about the students from GHR? So would they like to say something more, Professor Khanapurkar or the faculty?
Yeah, I think Ishika, if you can invite her, sir, because she hasn't spoken.
Yes.
We have to
We were
ensure
expecting
that whether
her.
she is there or not.
Mm, no, I don't see her. Ishika, I don't see her.
Maybe she got disconnected. Okay, doesn't matter.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
meanwhile, I would like to have give one comment. Professor S. Kulkarni here.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Recently, I also did one MOOC course, which will be streamed now from next week. In fact, 17th or 18th September. This is on finite element analysis of electrical machines and equipment. And as Professor Gadre rightly said, we have to be very careful about using open source software on such platforms. So showing some results obtained, one or two results from some commercial software earlier, our research results is one thing that is permitted, but using some platform to demonstrate something, then we have to take the permission from the commercial software. So what we did basically in my course, which involved finite element analysis, I also taught participants how to do finite element coding. To basically get the field distributions in various equipments and machines. So there, then we used, instead of using MATLAB, we used Scilab. And then instead of using some commercial, tools for meshing, which is integral part of any FEM procedure, we use Gmesh, which is again an open source meshing software. So we use Gmesh for meshing, and then Scilab for coding, and then we demonstrated using my TAs students, PhD students. I explained the codes developed in Scilab. And also I mentioned at the same time that those who are having MATLAB, as a commercial software, they have access to these codes in Scilab can be used with small modifications in MATLAB also. And we also explained that. So anyway, we are not against use of commercial software if somebody has access to, but we should naturally explain things on open source so that anybody can access and use without any cost. But at the same time, if somebody has commercial software, they can also use some with some modifications. But yeah, I entirely agree with Professor Gadre that we should, when we are explaining something, we should be, neutral and should not be seen as promoting one or two commercial, softwares or entities. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Kulkarni. In fact, that is a big challenge. And in fact, we are now sort of, dealing with that challenge. I was telling Professor Divakar, because we have to move away from, when a student, for example, in the initial first review, which we had, I noticed that students had used some, very innocently, it's not that they intended, but they used some, proprietary platforms. And then this was pointed out by our open source expert, who was there in the review. And then we had to sit down and identify where all the possibility of copyright violation can take place. I have then communicated this to my IIT Bombay friends. And they are now working with the GH Rai Soni College faculty and students to make sure that we move over entirely to open source, and we make sure that no copyright violation takes place. So it's a big challenge. It's not easy, but we have to do it. We have to be careful.
Yes, right.
Yeah, but here I would like to again say that if suppose, a few years back, I have got some result, my own research result using a commercial, some software, that, I can, of course, share with the, audience in this, any MOOC course, because I'm not actually sort of, see, when would that violation be there if suppose that is being made available to others to use and they are not paying for it. So in fact, few results if I show, which I have done using some commercial software in my earlier career, that I think is justified and okay. But open source, we should not, the commercial software, we should not actually only seen to be promoting only one or two commercial softwares when we are doing an open source, unless there is a formal collaboration and that kind of thing. If that is not there, then we should use open source software. and also give hints that this can be also used on commercial softwares with some tweaking, and those who have it can use it. Thank you.
Right.
Right, right.
This is a very useful input. I think this will be useful for us
Yes.
also.
Yes. Yes, sir. So I don't see any more questions, sir. So anyone wants to speak or say something? Students want to say something?
Any students from the GH Raisoni College, would you like to say something? Or IIT Bombay, any of the other students? Okay.
Okay.
Hi, sir.
Yes,
Like,
yeah, Jitika, yes.
yes, sir. I'd like to talk about the SMP program that you mentioned
Okay,
earlier.
yeah, sure, do that. Yeah, this is another dimension of faculty-student collaboration. So Jitika will tell us about this other
Okay.
dimension.
Okay.
Yes,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay.
Yes, sir. So the Student Mentor program is a program within the IIT Bombay community with the primary objective of enabling constructive and positive interaction, guidance, and mentorship of junior students by senior students. So it has two wings: the Institute Student Mentorship Program and the Department Academic Mentor Program. I'd like to mention Professor Gadre's role in this program. He has been the faculty coordinator and has been instrumental in structuring the ISMP to reach the current version. And it is because of his efforts that we have a well-functioning mentorship program across all the departments. So he has been instrumental in helping the faculty collaborate with the student mentors for helping the academically underperforming students to cope with the curriculum better. I'd like to request Professor Gadre to talk a little bit more about this.
Sure, thank you so much. So, in fact, the Student Mentor Program is a beautiful example of faculty-student collaboration. Here, there are faculty who oversee the program. As Jitika mentioned, I was overseeing the program for almost 10 years, 9 years. Initially, now Professor Nityanand Prabhu from the Department of Metallurgy has almost been overseeing it for 11 years now, I think 10 years. And by the way, I must share with you, Professor Nityanand Prabhu has just recently received the SP Sukhatme Award for Excellence in Teaching from IIT Bombay. So I mean, accomplished faculty like him have, been instrumental in shaping such a faculty-student collaboration. And both of us, Professor Prabhu and I, agree that these dimensions of collaboration actually enrich us also in our role as faculty. Moreover, I must share with you also that there is a lot of competition to become student mentors. So when the program started, it was of course difficult to get students to come on board and participate as mentors. But now there is, Jitika, can you confirm that there is competition to become a student mentor now? Is that right?
Yes, so there's an extensive interview process that goes behind it, and like everybody aspires to become one.
It's a very respectable post in the student community, and it is highly veneered. It's very nice. So, and in fact, Professor Khanapurkar, if you want to say something, about peer learning. Yeah, you're muted, Professor.
Yeah. If I'm not mistaken, we are talking of peer teaching.
Yes. Yeah.
I would like to make it a point to August audience that under the mentorship of again Professor Gadre sir, maybe 6-7 years back, he had mentioned in some of the other meeting on some dais they have got in IIT Bombay. He was pioneer in implementing that scheme of peer teachers teaching students. So same thing we initiated at our institute, and then we have also extensive process of taking interviews because students are coming out in large numbers and showing their interest in going ahead with the being a peer teacher. So what we float a notification for the students. The interested students applies when they are being interviewed. Here I would like to mention that we assign them one faculty to undertake the few contents of the course to their juniors. So student takes the classes of their juniors, teaches them part of course. Faculty acts as a supervisor in that class, and then this process is completed, and then the peer teachers are awarded with a suitable honorarium for that purpose, and he is being awarded with appreciation certificate. This is done in some felicitation program wherein importantly parents are also invited, and because
That's very nice.
parents, when they see that their wards are receiving the certificate and receiving amount is not a botheration, but honorarium for that purpose, that definitely enhances their this thing. This is that what parents have mentioned, that they are very much satisfied with the kind of process that we follow as far as this peer teacher is concerned. And then students, what they have reflected, like beside certificate and beside honorarium, their communication skill has enhanced to a lot of extent.
Yes, that's true.
Very nice.
As they say, no, teaching is the best way of learning. So you have maybe made that as an example.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So anyone else? Okay. Yeah, so this can motivate other students. That is what Tanuja Madam is saying. That felicitation can, no, and it will also increase their confidence level, I believe.
Yeah.
When they're facing the class and teaching others, obviously they will be more confident when they face interviews and other things later in life. So should we like conclude, sir, or
Yeah, I mean, I'm
to be covered?
think we have a
I think we
time
could
one.
conclude now with vote of thanks, please.
Yes, sir. So what a wonderful experiment. As it is said, the most challenging times bring us the most empowering lessons. Professor Gadre, his students, along with Professor Khanapurkar and his students, have established the importance and amazing outcomes we can achieve with collaborative efforts. This beginning will definitely lead to many, many more such collaborations, not only between teachers and students of one institute, but inter-institute as well. So thank you so much, Professor Gadre, for sharing your valuable experience in this innovative endeavor and sparing your valuable time today. Thanks to Professor Khanapurkar for elaborating the details of the experiment. A big thank you to all the students, Jitika, Uddhav, Dhru, Rajat and Ishika. Thanks to IEEE Bombay Section Educational Activities Chairperson, Professor Kulkarni, for initiating this event and supporting in the organization of the event throughout. Thank you, Pragati, for the nice introduction. And I would like to mention here two of my friends, student friends, Mayuri and Nidhi, who have been, working behind the scenes, sending up all the mails, preparing the registration forms, and taking care of all these activities backend. And obviously, thanks to all the participants for your patient hearing and active participation. So let us all work together and create wonders, whatever circumstances come our way. So a happy Teachers Day to all of you. Now I would like to add here from my side, maybe we should say Happy Teacher Student Day, because this bond, this wonderful, beautiful relation is what leads to experiences, great creations, and lifelong learnings. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you very much, madam.
Thank you very much, madam. And everybody.
Thank you very much, Professor Gadre, sir.
No, thank you, Professor
Thank
Khanapurkar.
you, everybody.
Yeah.
So finally, it went very well, and